How you doing in this pandemic situation right now?
I'm doing, man. I'm just trying to like push buttons on things that I got going on and
Right,
talk to people and stay in fans' faces and
right,
communicate. You know what I mean? So you don't lose touch.
right. How you feel about that? Like as far as with right now, like I see you got like the cooking show going on. As far as with social media, you know what I mean? Like a lot of artists, I feel like they gotta nowadays. You gotta do stuff like that. Like you gotta play the social media game and stuff. How
Right.
do you feel about that? Because it's always had a 50-50 thing. Like part of me feels like if you make dope music, because there's half the artists that aren't really on social media like that, right? But their music is good enough that it carries them. And then there's half of the people that's like they constantly feel like they got to be on social media in order to get them. How you feel about that?
I feel it's like give or take. You know what I'm saying? I know
Right.
it's definitely certain artists where they don't even have to do shit and they could just drop a record and it'll just go wherever they want it to go. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's like, to me, I take it more as like inspiration because, you know, one day you want to get to that point where you don't have to engage as much. You know what I mean? The music just speaks for itself. We all want that. But at the same time, I think us and like with my crew, like people seen us grow up on the internet. So the internet without us is not the same. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know what I mean? So
Right.
I feel like it's either you just gotta take advantage of it and, you know, get in where you fit in until that time comes for you.
Is this is the cooking content that you're doing? Is that something that you're gonna continue?
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of it. That shit's kind of dope.
Yeah, man, thanks. So what we're gonna do is I started it and we're gonna do 10 weeks, you know what I mean? So I shot the second episode yesterday night and it was a meal prep night. So I'm gonna shoot them on Thursday and then I'm gonna drop them every Monday and just see where it goes. So what happened after that was people start seeing it and like different chefs and stuff like that at restaurants were like, hey, we would love to have you like come in and cook.
Damn, you're already getting a
yeah, bro.
Yo, that's dope.
It's different, you know what I mean?
Right.
People always want to come and eat the food, of course.
Right.
They don't ever see no rappers want to come cook the food. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo,
it just kind of brings people into your life a little bit about like who is Chevy Woods. Besides, you know, a lot of times we got to hear it through the music, but we don't really get to see like maybe even the day-to-day or other talents. You know, a lot of people kind of expect you to just be a rapper when I feel like we're blessed with a lot of different talents that we have. Like,
and then when you sit down like we sitting down, you really get time to like think about all the stuff that you really can do and then you apply it. You know what I mean?
Right, which is the upside to this COVID thing.
Right, for sure.
Using your time.
Mm-hmm.
Like as far as with the podcast, you're the first guest, by the way. I just randomly woke up one day. I was just like, man, fuck.
Yeah, baby.
So just going back to you just as an artist, with you coming up, like who are some of your influences?
Some of my influence, I had like OGs and homies in the neighborhood that were like real popular in the neighborhood for raps and stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like they were my first inspiration, and then I started to get into the listening to music side. You know what I mean? Like before, I knew rap songs and stuff like that. But then figuring out how to do it and then being a student is a whole different thing. You know what I mean?
You're right.
Yeah. So we had to like dial in, and like I listened to a lot of like old school, like Digging in the Crates and 41st Side and Nature and like Queensbridge stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then I got into No Limit, Cash Money, and then 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? Before he even really like came out, it was like Power the Dollar mixtape was floating around. Yeah. So I was like into that, you know what I mean? Then came all the commercial stuff after that.
So with those influences, because you know one thing I really credit you on is being so diverse. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you?
Thank you.
So let me say this: what song first kind of got your buzz started?
What song kind of got my?
Not even song. Like, was it a project?
Yeah, I think it was. Maybe I had projects before I met Wiz.
Right.
But then I think when I got on, I think it was Prince of the City 2. I think that's when people started to really like recognize me. You know what I mean?
Right. Is that what connected you with Wiz, or just had them seeking you out or whatever?
Yeah, it started to be like I was already like being on projects here and there.
Right.
But then I think the song that I got on there had like a super standout verse.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what got connected to people. And that's why till today, when people say I do a feature, they always be like, I know he's gonna smash it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because they connect back with that. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, first time I heard him on a feature, he did blah blah blah. So like that's where they're at with it. But yeah, like just meeting him and like just really like dialing in and homing in the sound was like crazy. Right. And then we made that record and people just started being attracted to it.
When you was doing music, have you always been as versatile as you are? With you just doing country and
no way. I was just rapping hardcore. Cause the thing about it was I was still in the streets while a lot of stuff was going on. You know what I mean? Until I like went cold turkey and just gave that up totally.
Right.
But I was rapping about my life. If people go back and listen to, my name was Kev the Hustler before. If people go back to listen to that stuff, yeah, they'll be like, what the fuck? Like, if you heard that, you'll be like, this dude is a whole different person, man.
Right.
Because it was a wild time.
When you, what project was that when you did more of the more than 80s sound? More
it was called New 90s.
That's when I was like, yo, this dude. You know what I mean? Like just that's one of my favorite projects.
Thank you,
know
man.
I mean? Like, you know, I feel like you constantly just put out everything that you put out. A lot of it is just different from the next record. You get what I'm saying? If you just really line up everything that you put up, it's so many different sounds. I play it for so many different people, and it's like, damn, that's the same person. I'm like, he does club shit, then he'll turn around and do something like the Escape single that you got out. You get what I'm saying? Like that, right?
It's crazy for people because what I tell people is like back in high school.
Right.
When I used to be in classrooms and stuff, I used to be a jokester, but I played sports at the high level and all of that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But in classrooms, I used to joke around and shit like that, but still get my work done. But when people are talking and shit, it's so easy for me. And this is a skill that people have right now that like comedians and shit. You know what I mean? I never really like dialed into this until I started really like writing music and writing different songs. But I'm real good at mocking people. When you speak, I can get your voice like that. Right. You know what I'm saying? And say it right back to you. So that's where the Escape and the country voice came from. You know what I mean? I'm like, shit, I could do that shit. Like music is a large variety no matter who's doing it. You know what I mean? It could have been a little 12-year-old that sung that song. And I would have been like, God damn, this song is great. You know what I mean? So,
that's a real record, man. I really love that track. Man. What would you say? What would you say that your top 3 favorite tracks of yours would be?
I think that jumped everything. I think Escape jumped everything just because the feeling that people gave me back. You know what I mean? For it, they're like, thank you. If somebody tells you thank you, like, and you put out a record, that's big for me. Yeah. You know what I mean? So probably that. All Right is a big record that I got. And then me and Wiz got this record called Steam Room that I really like. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's dope. So with right now that this is a single for your project, right?
Right.
What can you tell me about the project? What's the name of it? What do you know what I mean? Tell me where you were going with it sonically or just the idea of it.
Well, I haven't dropped the name for nobody yet. But
okay.
I'll text it to you.
All right, look. Can you talk about it? Can you talk about like sonically where you're gonna be going with it? It's just as an artist.
Yeah. See, like Escape was like not even the country sound. The large range of the record is where all the records are gonna go. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they're personal. It's like getting in there and realize you can hold a note changes a lot of shit. You feel me?
You realize that?
Yes, it changes a lot of shit.
When did you realize that you could though?
Probably in pocket fully, honestly.
Right.
It's crazy to say it. Escape was like when I was really.
I feel like I've heard.
I got other things, but front to back, straight through. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
So are you gonna have more records kind of like that, right? Just that just as far as with that personal, but just really, big sounding records that's for everybody.
Yes, everything's for everybody, and like every record is like, I want to say, if I'm putting out, we're deciding between 13 and 14, which is probably going to be more than 13. I want to say 8 of the records are situations that people probably been through.
Right, relatable. You know what I mean? Relatable.
So it's just relatable music, and it's a lot of stuff that I held on to because I wanted to get to this point to putting out, because I put out 17 mixtapes and 2 EPs without no album. You know what I'm saying? Like, and now this is the debut. You feel me? And I've been doing this for a while, but it's still creating new shit is new to people, so it's new to me. So I got that new vibe anyway.
What just speaking on that many projects and that many singles that you dropped, what really keeps you going? You know, like on Instagram, you're constantly posting. In the studio is always new music that you're previewing. You always have so many projects coming out. Just in the past 2 years, it's like, with that grind and that work ethic, what is it that just keeps you steady going and steady being that creative? Because I feel like you're creative on a high level as far as with hustling and just coming up with so many different ideas.
Yeah, well, I also got like the fire team around me. You know what I mean? So it's like, if my brain is working on 100, their brain is working on 50. I drop off 50 to them, then they go on 100. Then, you know what I mean? Like, we go back and forth just to keep everything upbeat. But as far as like the creative stuff goes, it's the fans. You know what I'm saying? It's totally like they care. You know what I'm saying? You got your trolls and your haters and whatever like that. Yeah. But the people that rock with you, bro, like that, I'm always say that means the most to me. Like just between like us, you know what I'm saying? We never even shook hands and met in person. You feel me?
Right.
But the vibe, the conversation, the music, when I asked you to send something, and you probably need something from me to hear a record to get it, it's just there. You feel me? So that's the shit that I look for, and that's the shit that I respect and I love about it. You know what I mean? All the other stuff is gonna come, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, you have a lot of patience with, because I know you have a lot of different situations and things that are just thrown at you. You get what I'm saying? But the fact that you're able to just, you know what you want, you stay patient, and you're constantly just hustling and building up your stock. You know, I feel like there's just a lot to be said about that, because, you know, with me just producing for a lot of artists, I see a lot of people just quickly go out their situation and they're regretting it to this day. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and just to see that you keep going, and you know, you told me a few things, but the fact that you just keep going and you know what you want and you constantly are staying creative, I just feel like there's not that many artists that I work with or that I see that constantly could be able to produce as much just music and content as you without, I don't want to say, I guess I'll say like just selling themselves short for a quick bag.
Right. Let me put it in this perspective. Scottie Pippen.
Right.
Got all of it, and I keep saying this, you know what I'm saying? And not even to say I'm the Scottie to Wiz is Michael. I'm just saying Scottie Pippen in general. He put up all the accolades, bro, all the rings, all the whatever. And he still did what he did. He wasn't complaining. He was playing basketball. You know what I'm saying? And then when it time came for him to get that big buck, he never jumped at nothing crazy, and he got big payment because of it. You gotta have that, you know what I mean? And that's instilled in me. Like my mom always say, you don't gotta rush to go get things, because a lot of things that you want are gonna come to you.
It always come to you.
You know what I mean? So that's what I live by.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope to see, and it just as a producer, it's really dope to be a part of it. I know just between the people that are gonna watch this and the content, there's so many unsigned artists and just independent artists that are just really working. There's probably more than ever right now. Is there any type of advice that you would just give them, just putting this out, as far as with the people that are seeing this trying to come up?
Yo, if you're not gonna sign yourself, then you better read every letter, every word, every quotation in every contract that you get in front of. Because the thing about it is, there's a lot of stuff that isn't, it's like, I want to say a read between the lines type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not going to read between the lines if you don't pay attention to everything that's going on in that paper. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of shit that's hidden and not written in there that can fuck you in the fucking long run. You feel me? So I would say read everything and use the internet as much as possible, because there was a lot of people that are OGs right now in the rap game.
Yeah,
they didn't come up in that. So guess what? Now that everybody loves them old school records and stuff like that, they can't connect with them because they're not on social media going crazy like the young people.
You're right.
So you just got to stay connected. That's what I do.
Nah, that's the best advice. I tell people all the time, you know, everything you work for, you're one signature away from throwing it all away.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you're one signature away. I'll even go as far as to say, you know, in business, sometimes a business model is to buy the other person out. So a lot of times a lot of artists, sometimes they'll even give people deals just to get them out the way because they were competition, but the other person didn't even know it.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So you're absolutely right. I think sometimes we feel like we could do everything because we have these slogans like self-made and this and that. But the truth is, you gotta have a team, like you said earlier. You have a team. You gotta have a lawyer. You have to have somebody that you outsource certain information and just different things to, so you can make sure you're not a lawyer. You didn't go to school for
this.
You know what I mean? Stop thinking that you could do everything, because most of the people that are on top is because they stand on the shoulders of their team.
Right.
So I think that was important. So I appreciate that advice, and I'm pretty sure people watching this appreciate it. So thank you.
Man. Come on, man. I see that bull in the background. When's your birthday?
Nah, my birthday is March 4th. I just got it because I'm
about to say, man, my birthday's next week. That's a nice piece. I need to go buy one.
Yo, how you gonna celebrate it?
I don't know, man.
LA gonna be opened up by next week. You trusting it?
I ain't really trusting it. I might pop up over my home. I might pop over Wiz's crib and we might kick it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like some homeboy shit. I ain't really gonna get out, because you know the thing about it, everybody's gonna be running to do stuff.
Yeah,
and there's still gonna be some zombie shit left over. So I'm not.
I let the crash dummies go out first and test it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. We run out, be like, you get it? No, all right, cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait it out as well. My birthday was March 4th. You know what I'm saying? So like I had this little get together in Malibu, and then right after that, a week later, that's when everything hit. So I was just grateful I was able to celebrate.
Right, I know, man. You did celebrate, because I remember I seen some videos and I hit you up about it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like it was random, but this is I actually have a baby on the way. You know
what?
Yeah, it's actually he's actually supposed to be due today, but
whoa.
You know, it hasn't happened.
Bruh, what are you, bruh? How are you even sane to do this Zoom call right now?
Bruh, I'm the shit. The baby probably the one who started this whole thing.
Yeah, right.
I gotta get to work.
Good energy, bro.
I'm excited. You know what I mean? I'm really, really excited.
Congratulations, bro.
Be a father, you know. But you know, I was bringing that back to this conversation just with like the hospitals and all, but it's been hell to try to get all of this together. You know,
I bet.
At one point in time, they were saying that I'm not even gonna be able to come in the delivery room. Because it's just they feel like it's a risk. The amount of people going in and out the hospital, getting tested and checked, it's a dangerous thing.
It is, but guess what? My baby being born, give me mask and glove, bro.
I'm going in, but like. Yeah. They're like, you know, your mom and certain people want to be there. But
yeah.
We're only gonna let him in now, so nobody else could come.
Crazy, right? It's crazy living in these times, and it's like this is stuff that we turn on Netflix and click on and watch.
Yeah. We really living in a movie. The dude that created Black Mirror, he was even speaking on that. He was like, "This is a whole. I'm not even shooting anymore because we're living in the episode."
Right, we're living in it. Bruh.
Now it's a crazy time, but you know, I just feel like, and even you could attest to this. Sometimes you go through so much trials and tribulations in life that even when a situation like this comes up, it feels kind of familiar to you because you've been fighting the whole time.
Right. You know I got homies that them did 5, 2, 13, 18, and they're on the internet and they're like, y'all motherfuckers is complaining about this shit.
Right.
I did this shit for 18 years.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I said this Corona stuff really showing you who's really strong and who's weak. Yeah, as far as with people that don't have it, it's almost like they mentally get it.
Right.
You know what I mean? As far as with the anxiety and people.
Yeah, that.
And I'm just like, yo, you don't even have it. Like
that's the thing. Can't let that like in your mind. So that's what I'm saying. Like with the cooking show and you still producing and stuff like that, that stuff doesn't affect me mentally. You feel me? I still know how to like, all right, cool, this was going on. Well, you know, I was trying to survive, so this is how I'm about to capitalize off of whatever is going on.
Right. Because you got a choice. It's a choice. You know what I mean? It's like how you use your time, and you wanna come up standing. You know what I mean? When you wanna be like, damn, when this shit happened, I made this, I made this album, I made this show. You wanna be able to be standing. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you a question.
Hmm?
When you made that Escape beat, where did you think it was going to go? As far were you in that country vibe, or was it just
kind of because there's still an urban trap flair to it with the drums. I just feel like it's really dope when you mix genres and when you mix worlds. So with the melodies, I really wanted to make it like a storytelling. I really wanted to make it where white people, black people, or people of all races is like, I know that you can't go wrong with a guitar, and I know this melody is great. But at the same time, I'm like, let me put a little, I'm not gonna trap it out all the way, but let me put a little beat to it just so I can merge both.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you did that. You know
what I'm saying? So I didn't want to make it where you would just, you know what I mean, where it sounds like a parody. You get what I'm saying? I didn't want to make it just super trap with the drums, but then, I really wanted to do the right kind of blend where you could really get off on the storytelling, but at the same time, you could jam to it. When I was making the beat, I was like, if you can make a beat that somebody could feel, like,
that's really it.
Feel, but at the same time, it still has the hint of club elements to it. But if you blend it perfectly, I feel like you got a banger. And you did right. You know what I mean? You did right with it, because I feel like if I would have sent that beat to a lot of other people, they would have did the expected
parody, bro.
They would have did the expected, and that's the thing. It probably would have been cool, and it probably would have been some TikTok type shit. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't say that I would have fully liked it, because I get that sometimes we have to do the quick stuff. You got to play the game and stuff, but that particular track wasn't for that. You know, there's not that many artists that would have did that the right way. A lot of people would have heard it and immediately went straight to the club with it, or they immediately would have went to a subject line that doesn't have any feeling, that doesn't have any type of emotional connection. It just would have been some smoking track or something that was just like, it wouldn't have been something that provokes emotion, that provokes like, damn, this is real artistry right here. This is real art. This is real painting art with words, painting art with music. It wouldn't have been the canvas that it is right now. That's how I look at it. So I was already, you got to remember, like, a lot of the tracks that we do, it's based on that. You only pick those from me.
Yeah.
I give you those gimmicky ones too.
And I don't go. I feel like I'm cool, man. Like, but the thing about it is, I have those too. You know what I'm saying? I have those in pocket too. And I wanted to say about the next record that's coming out is called "Make It Last," and that's that's you again. You know what I mean? So the first two records off my album. This is how cool shit is. Right. The first two records off my album is from a producer, and I'm just speaking in general, that we never met personally.
Never met.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that just shows you how powerful energy is, right?
Exactly.
Right? It's just like, because it's like, not to get weird, but it's kind of like you could speak to somebody through music. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, just press and play, you could feel it. You can understand that, and that's why I say, like, to me, you're one of my favorite artists, because a lot of artists, they won't go there. You get what I'm saying? It's like, I get you gotta get the money, and I get this, but it's like, don't sell yourself short when you're capable of doing so much stuff. Why would you just be in a box? It makes no sense. The box is so easy to create. Let's challenge ourselves. Let's do real shit. And that's what gives you a longer longevity in the music industry. being able to connect with so many different type of people on so many different type of levels. So that's one thing I always give you credit for.
Bro, it put me in a world where, like, so after I got done with it, this is what happened with the record. I was writing it, and I was like, damn, this is going somewhere. Mm-hmm. But I sat down with the beat, and I took the beat only for the purpose of shopping of the record.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't tell you because it ended up not being. If it would have went forward, then I would have said, we got to do the business, blah blah blah. But it ended up being me taking it from the studio after the engineer was like, "Man, I can't believe you did this. This is crazy."
Record, bro.
So I took it from the studio. I went to the crib. I listened, played it for my manager and Wiz, played it for my trainers at the gym.
Right.
They were just going crazy. Start throwing out all these country people, these country festivals I could perform at.
Right.
And I started seeing that, and I went back to Wiz and my manager Will. I'm like, yo, I don't know about this record for me.
Right.
It was like, no, fuck that. This is you. We're putting this out, and you know what I mean? And it became what it is.
Look, how long did it take you to make it? Because I know you kind of, I don't know. When you're on Instagram and stuff, you seem like you be knocking them shits out fast.
I knocked them down. So it was probably 25 minutes, half an hour. Yeah.
Bro, that's wild. For a record, that's a big sound right there for you to do it that fast.
No paper, no, I didn't write it. I didn't write it. You know what I'm saying? I just went in there, real country boy, I don't got no time for KO. I just went off, you know what I mean? So once I said that, I started the pattern of shit that was like country and urban feeling at the same time. You know what I mean?
Was that with the hook? Was that hook gonna be part of the song that you was gonna shop, or did you change it or just make it for yourself?
Nah, it was all, the hook was gonna be part two. It was gonna be part of it too. You know what I mean? So I was just gonna, I was trying to look for one person to shop the record to fully that can sing the hook. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just to say something else about it, I'm gonna let you know we got the remix getting done too. It's about to be country vibes on it.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. It's gonna be crazy, bro. Like,
so did you connected with somebody over there?
Yeah, I connected with somebody, and it's not a mediocre C-list shit or nothing like that. It's the real deal.
I can't wait for that one.
Yeah. Man, I got like four more. I made a whole EP like that. I'm gonna send it to you. I made a whole EP of just the country stuff.
Right. So is that gonna be a separate EP, or is this part of the one that you're doing now?
No, it's gonna be separate.
It's gonna be separate?
It's gonna be for sure separate. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Escape, no matter what I do, if I want to go ahead and bring it back around and put it on that, I can do that.
Right, of course.
I don't know what goes on in like country music or whatever, but if we gonna set a tone, then I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna do this and just see if people follow
That's even crazier for you to say you don't know what's going on over there, but you knew that you had something that they needed when you were thinking in the mind of just shopping it out. That just really speaks to talent, right? It's like you're not even studying it. You're not even really like privy to what's going on over that world. You just kind of created it on your own. Like it's dope.
And that's what I be saying about like music, and that's where, and honestly, like there's only a select few producers that do that for me. You know what I'm saying? That like I can play through, like, put it this way, I can play through all the club shit you send me, all the rap shit you send me, and then know what I want out of that. But then when it gets to the melodic shit, I'm like, how I really want to do this. You feel me? Like how I want to, like, there's shit that you send me that I'll spend a whole day at the crib, curate, and then take it to the studio and only do one record that night and that be it. But I just took 5 hours to make it the way that I wanted. You know
Yeah, I feel like we got some joints that are like, I ain't gonna, like, that are really, I don't want to say on this level, but they're damn near close.
Yes.
A few people slept on them, but they're like just damn near close. Just, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm getting hit up about this track a lot too. You get what I mean? A lot of people are just hitting me up, just like even just family members, friends, and just a lot of people on social. Like I really, this was, I ain't even expect this one. Even a cover art is crazy.
Right.
The shit that you're doing on Instagram with it, I always like, you may be one of the best face pasters on Instagram that I've seen. I think you may be hands down. As long as this shit been going on, you may be up there with somebody who's able to.
Well, the funniest shit is like I seen a lot of like Obama shit like that. You know what I mean? So I was like, nah, man, I'm about to just do the Obama move and just put my face everywhere. That was smart. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Nah, I fuck with it, man. So I really appreciate you coming on, man. I appreciate this conversation. You know what I mean? I really just want to really chop it up with you. It's crazy, like we don't even chop it up. That's what's so crazy about this. We don't even talk like that. Like the amount of music that we got, we don't even really chop it up.
You know the saying. The music speaks for itself. It speaks for itself, and it speak highly about us when we get together. So
right.
The conversation is the shit. You know what I'm saying? Even to other people, like, yeah, them two together, like, I want to hear more of that. You know
right, man. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming on. I'm gonna hit you up a little later. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do this, but thank you. I appreciate it.
Come on, man. I'm here anytime you need me, bro.
I appreciate it, man.
All right, man. Be safe.
All right, you have a good day.
Yep, you too.